crappy reason not to do something. So hoping to not only connect everyone in here, but also to give people a little bit more ground so that they can have those conversations with family, with people in your community that are not in this room. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to a really incredible woman that I met who actually is an adjunct here, I believe. She comes and guest lectures here sometimes at UCSD, but she is an amazing storyteller, feminist, and I'm just really excited to hear what she has to say about how blockchain and feminism work together. Annie Brown.
It's on the Google Drive. All right. Hey guys. First of all, I'd like to give a big round of applause to Amber for doing such a good job and making the San Diego tech community cool. And also very cool that she's letting me come up here and chat to you guys a little bit about female expression. Not every blockchain hackathon organizer would do that, so I appreciate that. Now this, what I'm going to be pulling up is something that I've been exploring lately. I've been really inspired by organizations like Poet, who are using the blockchain technology to track intellectual property of artists and content creators. There's also organizations like Chokri, who's actually using Google's API to create maps of sexual violence and inequality in India. And then you guys have also discussed social media, platforms and the problems that come up with that. So what I'm going to be talking about is kind of feminist issues related to technology, specifically social media. So my problem that I want to address is we need inclusive social media networks that allow for honest discussions of sexuality and artistic expression. So examples of problem areas that we're facing right now would be, like I've got up here, social media companies censoring sex education. I put up ads, or tried to put up ads for Lips, my tech company, on Facebook, and Facebook tells me that they're sexually offensive because they use the word sex. And that's a problem, because sex is how we're here, FYI, in case you didn't know. And it's something that I think is holding a lot of honest discussions back. And especially for women on social media, there are a lot of specific issues that come up related to, one, a lot of feminist artists on social media have their accounts deleted, their accounts banned, because they draw a boob. Boobs happen in art, and when they're also drawn by female artists, it tends to be tracked more or more carefully scrutinized by people. So somebody who doesn't like that expression or doesn't like that female independence, female expression, can report it. And it seems to be the case that there are a lot of trolls on the internet, and they report artists a lot. And so on Instagram, a lot of artists often complain that their accounts are deleted. There was one account that was up to, I think, about 550,000 followers, and the artist had very empowering, honest depictions of sexuality, just artistic, and their account was deleted because it was reported. And so that is something that I am working on. This here is actually a submission that I got from a anonymous subscriber to Lips. So Lips, I've actually been running for about 10 years now, and it's a magazine dedicated to female expressions of sexuality. And we actually, for our anonymous postings, we have a P.O. box, very high tech. And it's so funny because most of our submissions are anonymous. Think of like Post Secret, right? And how popular Post Secret was. Now, we've been talking to a lot about innovations for blockchain that address social issues. But I think one of the big social issues that we don't talk about a lot is the entertainment that we take in every day. So things like Instagram, Facebook, for women, Cosmopolitan magazine, Glamour magazine, things like that. And when you're taking in that entertainment, what it does for your mental health. So platforms like Instagram, Facebook have been shown to cause depression among women. It's been shown to cause eating disorders. And so at LIPS, we are creating honest discussions of sexuality where I can post something and it doesn't need to be filtered, it doesn't need to be photoshopped, I don't have to be afraid of it being deleted or being commented on, or I don't have to be afraid of the haters because it's a safe space. And so blockchain presents us with the opportunity to have honest discussions on the internet rather than carefully crafted Photoshop distortions of reality. So I think with social media, a lot of times the discussion revolves around fake news, which I do think is important, but I think we also have to think of the mental health aspects and the mental health problems related to social media and how we can make that better. So LIPS, we actually define female is with an asterisk. So, we actually have a very broad view of gender, of sexuality. So because it's anonymous, one of our most popular posts was actually, I didn't know this until recently, was from one of my best friends who's a guy who wrote a poem under the pseudonym of Josephine, and it was like one of the most shared posts. So, if you've got something to share, that's what LIPS is for. There are also some social media platforms that are focusing on free speech, and that's kind of what LIPS is working on. I mean, it's definitely what LIPS is working on, but we are focused on sex, sexuality, and free expression as a form of mental health, especially for female-identified persons. Okay, so our MVP is actually launching on May 31st, which is really soon. And I'm really excited about it. This kind of goes to show you those flowers are not there on the website. And so this would be a submission that we got. A lot of the submissions we have are cut and paste. We have art directors that are actually on the background that help to take the pieces and pull it together into an artistic form, kind of like a zine. So that's why it's lipszine.com. That's how we started. It started as a cut and paste magazine, and now we're moving to the digital platform. Something that's also very cool about LIPS that I'm excited about is, and we talked a bit about this before, is that a lot of women are maybe intimidated by blockchain technology. Holler to the ladies who are here. This is actually what we want to do is incorporate with sex ed organizations on college campuses and also art organizations on college campuses, and pull in people from the humanities, from the arts, and from gender studies, cultural studies, black studies, and pull them into technology in a way they maybe didn't think was possible. So giving them hands-on training on, the back end, how the blockchain works on this platform, everything from blogging, social media, to the social aspects of the platform. Because obviously with an organization like this, we are a social impact organization, so there's a lot of thought, philosophy, thought from the humanities that comes into that. And I think, for this, whether, these people stay with LIPS or they go into technology in another place, I think that technology, especially blockchain technology, when you're talking about addressing social good issues, you need a lot of people who are not only passionate, but well educated in these issues and can address issues well and sensitively. And so on LIPS, the idea is that users can anonymously post almost anything without judgment or giving up rights to intellectual property. So we will have some editorial, judgment, just like a magazine, but it's going to be pretty lax. And we want to make sure that women feel safe posting here. So if they want to, like in issues of LIPS, we have a lot of descriptions of rape, whether it be an essay or art or a poem, you know, things like that, or even just, you know, they're afraid to talk about a sexual encounter. We want to make sure that they can post and express it, because that's actually part of art therapy. It's not just creating the art, it's being able to share that with others and having others learn from your experiences. But we want them to be able to share it without having to, you know, give up that value that they put in and they created. So that's kind of like the background of how blockchain fits into our platform. There's also, I think, a lot of room for how the consensus factor can work with this, because unlike, you know, on Instagram, when one person reports it and then an Instagram higher up, you know, whoever that is in the background who's deciding what's good and what's bad, this, you might get some more consensus from the community of, you know, what can be on the platform, what can't be on the platform. And those, you know, reasons for why it can or can't be is if it progresses the conversation, if it's helpful, if it benefits the mental health of women and individuals who are viewing the platform. Okay, so that is my email, and you can follow me on Twitter. I tweet some weird stuff, so get excited. And then LibZine is our Instagram. We actually had our previous Instagram deleted, so this is the new one. And we're being careful with it. You know, and it's funny because everything we post is art. We don't post any nude photography, because that's where our almost thing comes in, because that kind of crosses the bounds of privacy, I think. You know, everything is artistic expression, but still you get one person who's upset about it, and they, you know, report you. Kind of goes back to, I think, there are a few other organizations, you know, if you go on Instagram all the time, you'll see sex ed organizations, feminist organizations, constantly complaining about how they're being blocked or, you know, prevented on social media. So Libs is kind of a solution where, you know, if they won't let us on their platforms, maybe we should make one ourselves. All right. Any questions? Yes?